welcome. Do you suffer from tension in the back of your neck or maybe in your upper back? Do you notice if there are ridges in your thumbnails, horizontal ridges going across your thumbnails? Do you experience hoarseness in your throat, or maybe when you speak, like you're constantly have to clear your throat? Do you sometimes find it difficult to find the words or to explain yourself when you're trying to communicate something? If you experience any of these conditions, then you may be suffering from what's called hyper kyphosis. Hyper kyphosis is a condition where there's a misalignment with the head and the spine. Now the head weighs anywhere from 8 to 14 pounds, give or take. So it's a lot of weight to be holding around all day. And your spine, though, is perfectly capable of holding this amount of weight when it's centered correctly and aligned with your head. Now, if you have kyphosis, this means your head is tilted forward. And this is causing the top portion, basically your neck portion of your spine, to tilt with it. And what this does is you have all these tendons, muscles, ligaments, and such that are attached from your neck and your upper back onto your skull, keeping it aligned with the top of your spine. So if you have this shift going on, then you're going to have all this weight from your head pulling on these ligaments and muscles and these other tissues in the back of your neck. And this pulling can restrict energy flowing from your neck, which comes from your brain, into your arms, into your hands, into your thumbs. So that's why I mentioned the horizontal lines can be a good indication that you have a neck problem if you notice those lines in your thumbnails. Also, this tension can be pulling on other parts of your body, and that you might not notice until some time passes and then you have other conditions going on. For me, I noticed my right leg would start going numb, and I realized it was the sciatic nerve. And this tension was helping to affect my hips, because I had this for 2 decades and it progressively got worse. And before I noticed it and did anything about it. So it could also lead to other health problems. Okay, I'm not a doctor, but from my experience and after correcting it, I've noticed a big change in a lot of my overall well-being and my overall physical posture. It's just made such a big difference by correcting this one issue, and it's not difficult to correct. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how to identify if you have kyphosis and then how to correct it. And correcting it, it could literally take you a couple of months to have this corrected. And I say a couple of months because it could be sooner, but you have these tissues and muscles and such in the back of your neck, then you're going to need some time to recondition themselves to the correct posture. But if you do this practice consistently and routinely, you're going to have this problem corrected quickly, and hopefully any other symptoms that are caused from this problem will be corrected also. So next I'm going to demonstrate how to determine if you do have kyphosis. So what you want to do is find a wall that you can lean against. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your heels against the wall. You're going to put your butt against the wall. You're going to rest your shoulder blades against the wall. Now, standing normally, is there a space between the back of your head and the wall? And if there is, you have kyphosis. Now, depending on how much space you have determines if it's extreme or not. So if you have more than 3 or 4 inches of space, then you would have what's called extreme hyperkyphosis. And this will contribute to many problems in your back and your neck and throughout your body over time. So this is something that's simple to correct and will greatly enhance your well-being if you get this handled now instead of when it leads to other problems. And a lot of times when you go and see doctors and such and you have problems, you're just getting pharmaceuticals, you're getting maybe some physical therapy and such, but they don't normally, in my experience anyway, find the roots of what's causing these symptoms. And so this can be a root for many of symptoms that you might be experiencing. So what you're going to do is you're going to get back in that position. And again, your heels touching the back of touching the wall, your butt touching the wall, and your shoulder blades. And what you're going to do now is you're not going to move your head back. You're just going to tilt your head back. It should be very comfortable until it touches the wall. Okay, once it touches the wall, what you're going to do is you're going to slide up the wall, the back of your head, until your head is straight and no longer tilted. Okay? Now, you might feel pulling in your back if it's a little bit intense. You might want to just let off a little bit and work into this stretch. So you might want to, practice this and just go to a point before you get any tension that's too extreme. And then you'll see after a few times, you'll be able to eventually go fully into the correct posture. Now, if you feel any shifting in your hips, you want to focus on that and make sure both of your feet are planted on the ground and are distributing the weight evenly. I noticed when I first started doing this that my right leg would come up, my right heel would come up off the ground, and this was which was causing a problem with my sciatica. So you want to hold this position and constantly monitor your feet and your hips and your back. I also have scoliosis in my back, and so this would cause, when I have my shoulder blades against the wall, this would cause my lower back to extend out farther. And so what I'd have to do is kind of focus and bring my lower back in and then reposition my head. An easier way to do this is if you just extend your arms straight out against the wall. What this will do is this will square up your shoulders and your shoulder blades flat against the back of the wall, and it may correct any other alignments in your spine that are maybe causing tension or also affected by your kyphosis. So once you get in this position, again, monitor the rest of your body, your feet, make sure everything is firm and the weight's evenly distributed on your feet, and focus on your back. Does your back feel straight? And then you want to hold this and breathe, take nice deep breaths, and try to hold this for a few minutes. And if you do this a couple times a day, you're going to see within a couple of weeks, maybe even sooner, you're going to start feeling a lot of relief in the tension and maybe some other symptoms that you have in your back. So keep on this until you can stand here without any effort and your head is straight as it should be. Now for me, I still have maybe another inch or two of kyphosis to iron out, and that is mainly because of the muscles, the ligaments and such in the back of my neck that are still reconditioning to this new proper alignment. After spending 2 decades with a progressively worse alignment, obviously it's going to take some time to get all those muscles and tendons and such to recondition themselves for the correct posture. So I hope this helps you, and give it a like and share it if anybody else that might be suffering from symptoms like this. Have a great day.